you have paychecks coming from non-wrestling things. And that's the one thing I preach to the guys. Wrestling, you live it, you love it, but you have to make sure you have tomorrow because it's a
Got
long
you.
life
Yeah.
and wrestling's not promised. And Ric Flairs and Hogan's are unicorns that are never going to happen again because there's too many young guys coming up now.
Yeah, it's so interesting, man. You look at it and, obviously the business is something that I love and it's a place I want to be in some capacity in my whole career. But yeah, dude, it's fascinating when you commit. For me, I loved wrestling. It's all I ever wanted to do. And I've committed basically my whole adult life to it. And then I had a baby and I got married and like priorities started to shift and I started to look about like what's the next part
Yeah.
of my life going to look like? What's it going to be? Am I just going to be am I going to be a stay-at-home daddy? You know what I mean? Is there going to be another career for me? Is there going to be something else out there? When you start to prioritize something over your own personal success, it changes everything for you. And so I've really, in the past year or two, started to really start to examine what it is I want to do after I'm done in the ring. And it's a very humbling process.
Yeah. And like I said, I went through it firsthand when I was excused from the WWE. It was supposed to be, you work and your goal is to work your way back. And I immediately went over to TNA and I went to Japan. I was doing everything I can to work my way back. And I was getting my way to work my way back. And then an opportunity came to be on TV every night and do what I did in the locker room, crack
Yeah.
jokes. And I was like, but it's not wrestling. And that's how I did that.
Mentally.
And it was a hard, but if I go on, and because it was Fox, I knew if I'm on Fox, that means no more WWE just because the lay of the land was.
Sure, yeah.
So that for me was like, because at that time it was Bobby, me, and Drew that were getting ready to go from TNA back to the WWE.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there getting ready to do this thing. So I bet on myself, like, listen, I can still wrestle and then do this Fox thing, see what happens.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it blew up into this entire new career to where I would never have to wrestle again. During the pandemic, I took time off, but I found myself just watching wrestling all the time. And I was like, and then I remember Billy from just having a couple beers with him after a TNA show. He was supposed to be an agent, but I was like, I'm not having a singer telling how to work a match. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like the other guys might like you and but like, listen, first album was awesome. But then once I got to know him and how sycophant he was for wrestling, it grew on him. But still, he never told me how to do what we need to do. He gave suggestions or whatever.